Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Apex Mind. Today, I want to speak to you, not as a billionaire, not as a founder, not as a global entrepreneur, but as a man who started with nothing, who failed again and again, and who learned that the greatest breakthroughs in life happen not when the world is watching you, but when you are working silently. Patiently, consistently, when nobody believes in you, and when even you begin to doubt yourself. I want to speak to you from experience, from pain, from the reality that success is never built on applause. It is built on quiet nights, silent mornings, and a level of determination that nobody around you can hear or understand. When I was young, I failed my primary school exams twice, my middle school exams 3 times. And when I applied for university, I was rejected again and again. I wasn't smart, I wasn't strong, and I wasn't strong, and I wasn't gifted. But I had something most people don't talk about. I had the courage to continue silently. I didn't shout to the world that I was working hard. I didn't show anyone the amount of effort I was putting in. I didn't run around trying to prove that I was chasing big dreams. I simply kept going, step by step, quietly, stubbornly, and without drama. People today want success to be a show. They want to post every step on social media, share every small win, tell everyone how hard they are working. But the truth is, real success does not need noise. Real warriors fight in silence. Real builders build without announcing the brick they are laying. Real success grows underground before it ever rises above the soil. Bamboo spends years hidden beneath years before it shoots up in one season. And most people fail because they want the success without enduring the invisible years. When I started Alibaba, no investor believed in us. They thought our ideas were crazy. They didn't think a small team from China could build something that could compete with giants. Us, when we worked, nobody saw us. Nobody clapped. Nobody supported us. For many years, we lived in what I call a silent zone. A place where you are trying your best, but nothing seems to be happening. And in that moment, the world gives you 2 choices: quit loudly or grow silently. We chose silence. We chose to work when nobody was watching. We chose to build without noise. We chose to believe in something the world could not yet see. And that is what I want to share with you today. Your dreams are not supposed to be understood by others. Your vision is not supposed to be clear to those who never saw what you saw. Your hunger is not meant to be appreciated by people who never had to starve for a dream. So if you find yourself alone, misunderstood, underestimated, or ignored, congratulations! That is the first sign that you are on the right path. Great paths are always lonely at the beginning. I remember the early days of Alibaba. We had no money. We had no power. We had no technology. We had only 3 things: a dream, a team, and insane belief. Every night, we sat in a small apartment discussing ideas that sounded ridiculous compared to the scale of our resources. But we didn't care. We didn't need the world to believe in us. We believed in ourselves. We believed in the power of learning. We believed in the power of consistency. We believed that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they are willing to learn, adapt, and persist, especially when nobody is paying attention. I want you to think about this. A seed grows in darkness. A human grows in silence. A masterpiece is built quietly. And your success will begin the moment you decide to work without needing applause. Applause is a distraction. Approval is a trap. When you focus on noise, you lose your direction. When you work silently, you sharpen your mind, you discipline your hunger. Silent hours are the birthplace of mastery. Your habit success is not the result of one big decision. It is the result of small decisions repeated every day. Your habits build your future. Your habits decide your success. Your habits decide your discipline. If you fix your habits, you fix your life. 3. Your environment, the people around you, shape your thinking. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you spend time with. Surround yourself with people who push you, challenge you, and make you better. Not people who drain you, distract you, and destroy your dreams. Finally, I want to leave you with this. Success is not for the chosen few. Success is for the consistent few. Ordinary people become extraordinary through extraordinary discipline. You don't need to be brilliant. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be lucky. You only need one thing, the courage to keep going. And at the end of your journey, when the world finally sees your success, they will say you were lucky. They will say it was overnight. They will say it was destiny. But you will know the truth. It was your silent work, your silent faith, your silent discipline, your silent years that built everything. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining Apex Mind. Stay disciplined, stay focused, stay silent, and one day, the world will make the noise for you. You cannot skip discipline, and you cannot skip the silent years. Silent years are the price you pay for the success years. Ladies and gentlemen, your life will change the moment you stop chasing attention and start chasing growth. Stop telling people what you will do and start doing it. Stop announcing your goals and start achieving them. Stop looking for approval and start looking for improvement. And always remember this. Nobody sees the hours you work. Nobody sees the sacrifices you make. Nobody sees the tears you hide. But the results will speak so loudly one day that the world will have no choice but to look at you. This is your journey. This is your fight. This is your story. And your story deserves silence now, so it can deserve applause later. Today, I want to talk to you about the second half of success. The part people rarely see, rarely understand, and rarely survive. In part 1, I told you that success begins in silence. In part 2, I want to take you deeper into the invisible battles you must fight, the mindset you must grow, and the painful transformation you must accept if you want to create a life that is stronger, wiser, richer, braver, and more meaningful than anything you ever imagined. Because after silence comes struggle, after struggle comes transformation, and after transformation comes destiny. Let me begin by telling you something many people don't want to hear. Your biggest enemy is not your circumstances. Your biggest enemy is not your environment. Your biggest enemy is not the people who doubt you. Your biggest enemy is you, the untrained, unfocused, undisciplined version of you. Before you conquer the world, you must conquer yourself. Before you lead others, you must learn to lead your emotions. Before you win externally, you must win internally. When I was young, I thought success was about being the smartest in the room. I thought success was about talent. I thought success belonged to people with resources. But life taught me something else. Winners are not the people with the most talent. They are the people with the most endurance. The ones who didn't quit. The ones who kept learning. The ones who didn't let failure break them. The ones who understood that success is not a destination. It is a long, painful, exhausting journey of self-mastery. Many people want success without wanting change. But you cannot become a new person while holding on to the old version of yourself. You cannot become great while holding on to weak habits. You cannot build an empire with the mindset of follower. You must break yourself. You must rebuild yourself. And most importantly, you must discipline yourself. Discipline is the currency of success. Discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers. Motivation may start your journey, but discipline is what finishes it. Anyone can work when they feel inspired. Only the discipline can work when they feel nothing. When you master discipline, you become unstoppable. Not because you are the strongest, but because you have learned to move forward regardless of how you feel. When we built Alibaba, people thought we were crazy to dream so big. But our team did not care about that. What mattered to us was our discipline. We worked day and night. We learned from everyone. We refused to give up. We didn't let our emotions control our actions. We just kept moving. Many of our competitors were smarter than us, richer than us, and more connected than us. But we were more disciplined, more stubborn, and more willing to grow. Discipline beats intelligence, patience beats luck, and consistency beats talent. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a storm inside every human being. A storm of fear, doubt, anxiety, insecurity, and confusion. Most people lose their entire lives running from this storm, but the successful learn to walk through it. They learn to face their fears. They learn to face their weaknesses. They learn to face their failures. They learn to face the uncomfortable truth about themselves. If you want to change your life, you must stop running from the storm and start walking through it. Success begins the moment you stop avoiding discomfort. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your trainer. Pain shapes you. Pain sharpens you. Pain forces you to grow. Nobody becomes wise without pain. Nobody becomes strong without struggle. Nobody becomes great without sacrifice. But what separates champions from the rest is how they handle pain silently. They don't complain. They don't complain. They don't break down publicly. They don't beg for sympathy. They transform pain into fuel. They take the hits, the failures, the setbacks, and the betrayals, and they keep moving forward. One of the biggest secrets of success is this. Most of your breakthroughs will come during your darkest moment. Not when you feel strong, not when life is easy, not when everything is going well. Your breakthroughs come when you are tired, but you keep going. When you are failing, but you keep learning. When you are hurting, but you keep fighting. Strength grows in struggle, not in comfort. People think successful individuals have perfect lives. But every successful person has a chapter in their story that they don't talk about often. A chapter filled with tears, fear, loneliness, and uncertainty. A chapter where they almost gave up. A chapter where they had no idea what they were doing. A chapter where every choice felt like a mistake. But they survived that chapter because they held onto one thing. Belief. Belief is not a feeling. Belief is a decision. To continue when your mind wants to stop. A decision to trust yourself when the world doubts you. A decision to pursue your dream even when you have no guarantee. Believe the seed of greatness. And like every seed, it must grow in silence, in darkness, and in patience. When I talk to young people, I tell them, you do not fail when you lose. You only fail when you stop trying. Failure is simply the tuition you pay for success. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you fall, the stronger you stand. The more you lose, the more you understand what it truly takes to win. And this is why I say, never envy successful people, study them. Study their habits, their discipline, their routine, their mindset. Study how they think, how they act, how they respond to problems. Because success leaves clues, and if you follow those clues long enough, you will eventually build your own path. Every great person has one thing in common. They all had the courage to begin before they were ready. They all started small. They all started afraid. They all started without knowing if they would succeed. But they started anyway. If you wait for the perfect moment to begin, you will wait your entire life. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Many people want to change their lives, but they never take the first step. They want confidence before they act, but confidence comes after you act, not before. You don't become confident by thinking. You become confident by doing. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you fail, the more fearless you become. Action cures fear. Ladies and gentlemen, your dream is waiting for you, but it will not wait forever. Life will not reward you for intention. It rewards you for execution. Life will not reward you for planning. It rewards you for action. Life will not reward you for wishing. It rewards you for working. The world belongs to the doers, not the dreamers. So stop waiting. Stop thinking. Stop planning. Start moving. If you want to transform your life, you must focus on 3 things. 1. Your mindset. Your mind is the steering wheel of your destiny. If your mindset is small, your life will be small. If your mindset is weak, your results will be weak. If your mindset is negative, your future will be negative. But if your mindset is strong, focused, and disciplined, there is nothing you cannot achieve.